Lake Elsinore and Winchester are both really great places to live here in Southern California, but one clearly comes out ahead as the winner. And today we are going to find out in our Battle of the Cities series. We're putting these two head to head, Lake Elsinore versus Winchester. We're going to help you decide which one is the best place to live for you and your family. We're going to talk about affordability, things to do, schools, safety, traffic. We'll talk about the commute, and we're gonna break it all down and come out with a winner at the end. So stick with us all the way through to see who wins. Let's get to it. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley. From new construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to new things coming here to the Valley. I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here before you make the move. Let's get to it. All right, so first and foremost, let's start off with affordability, because that's always the #1 question people ask when they call us from our YouTube videos. So let's start off with Lake Elsinore. Lake Elsinore is known for being one of the most affordable cities in this part of Southern California, and you can still find homes in neighborhoods where you're getting a lot of square footage for the price. And there's a mix of older established areas and some newer master planned communities. You've got manufactured homes to stick-built homes, homes on the water. There's a whole different variety there. And when it comes to your price, your average price point in Lake Elsinore right now, that is $591,000. Now, when it comes to living in Winchester, Winchester has been booming over the last several years, and there's a lot of newer construction, a lot of new communities being built. And because of that, Winchester tends to come up just a bit higher than Lake Elsinore when it comes to price, with an average price point right now of $619,000. So when it comes to affordability, Lake Elsinore easily takes the win here. Next up, let's talk about things to do, because we get this question all the time. If you live in Lake Elsinore, you actually have a ton of options, and a lot of it is an outdoor adventure. You've got Lake Elsinore, obviously, it's in the name, which is one of the largest freshwater lakes here in Southern California. So you've got boating, jet skis, fishing, and sometimes even seasonal things like an inflatable water park that pops up from time to time. On top of that, you've got the Lake Elsinore Storm, which is a minor league baseball team, which honestly is a really fun family activity. We take our family there at least a couple games a year. You can catch games, different events, and different things happening in that stadium. And if you're into adrenaline, Lake Elsinore definitely brands itself as Dream Extreme. You've got skydiving, hiking, biking, motocross, dirt trails, all kinds of outdoor stuff for you to do. Now, when it comes to living in Winchester, Winchester's growing fast, but it's more right now a quiet suburban feel. Most people who live in Winchester are going into Temecula or Murrieta or even Menifee for dining, shopping, and entertainment. That said, Winchester does have one major advantage, which would be Lake Skinner, not quite as large as Lake Elsinore, but if you love camping and fishing and boating, nature trails, the whole outdoor vibe, Lake Skinner is definitely a big win for those that live in Winchester. Plus, Winchester is near the Temecula wine country and is often close enough for you to get access to the wineries and events without paying those Temecula prices. But overall, if we're talking about who has more built-in entertainment and more variety overall, Lake Elsinore takes the win. Okay, now let's talk about schools, because this is a huge deciding factor for families. If you're moving here with little ones, you want to know about the school systems. So Lake Elsinore is part of the Lake Elsinore Unified School District, and most schools tend to fall in the mid-range when you look at online school ratings. So we use greatschools.org, and you can check that out. You can type in Lake Elsinore schools. It will give you all the ratings for all the different schools. That's a scale of 1 to 10, and we're typically seeing schools in Lake Elsinore fall right around that 5 mark. Now, Winchester is interesting because it depends heavily on the neighborhood that you live in. Some parts of Winchester feed into the Temecula Valley Unified School District, which is a huge, huge win, one of the most sought after school districts in the entire Inland Empire. So the big advantage to Winchester is you can sometimes get a Winchester price while landing in a Temecula school zone. And because of that, just because of that factor, while Winchester doesn't have its own school system and it shares with many different areas, Winchester is going to take the win for schools simply because of the fact that you might have a Winchester home with a Temecula school. So now let's move on to talk about safety. That's obviously very important to people moving here as well. Lake Elsinore is patrolled by the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, and overall safety can vary depending on neighborhood. Like any city, there are areas that feel very safe and very quiet, and others that you may be more cautious about. You can see other videos here on our channel that talk specifically on those numbers. Winchester, on the other hand, tends to feel more suburban and is newer in many parts. It's also unincorporated, which means that some law enforcement coverage comes from the sheriff and CHP, California Highway Patrol, depending on your location. So because the numbers are pretty close, we're gonna take a look at overall reputation and how it feels neighborhood to neighborhood. Because of that, Winchester is going to get the win for safety. All right, last category, traffic and commute. This is Southern California, so you already know traffic is going to be a part of life here, whether you are living in Lake Elsinore or Winchester. Get over it, okay? Lake Elsinore has a big advantage because it sits right on the 15 freeway. And yes, I said the 15 freeway. You hear me say it on the channel all the time. Here in California, we say the before our freeways. I don't know why, it's just different. But the 15 freeway, which is your main route north and south in and out of Lake Elsinore. The downside is the 15 through Lake Elsinore gets backed up often, especially around rush hour and on weekends. Now, Winchester does not have any direct freeway access. Your main route in and out is Highway 79. It sounds like it's a highway, but it's really just another road. It's actually Winchester Road. And that road is famous around here for getting extremely congested, especially during commute hours, school hours, and weekends. So if you live in Winchester, you're actually gonna have to drive on Winchester Road, or you can take the cut through to Clinton Keith. Either one of those is gonna be a little bit congested, and then it's gonna throw you right onto the very same 15 freeway that Lake Elsinore sits on. And so when it comes to traffic, it's honestly a battle of two cities with two different problems. Lake Elsinore has the freeway access, but congestion. Winchester has no freeway access and heavy surface street congestion. So for this one though, I'm gonna have to give the win to Lake Elsinore because it's just much quicker to get yourself to the freeway. You've got the direct freeway access and you don't have to deal with all the side street traffic. All right, so let's tally it up. When it comes to affordability, the win goes to Lake Elsinore. When it comes to things to do or entertainment, we also gave the win there to Lake Elsinore. Schools, we gave the win to Winchester. Safety, the win goes to Winchester. And lastly, traffic and commute, that is actually going to Lake Elsinore. So that means Lake Elsinore wins 3-2. And because Lake Elsinore takes the win in the two biggest categories people care about, affordability and entertainment, that definitely makes Lake Elsinore one of the biggest winners here today. Now, listen, before people start getting fired up in the comments, because I know you love your city, I totally get it. This does not mean Winchester is not a great place to live. Winchester is one of the fastest growing cities in areas around here. It's newer, it's family oriented, it can have better schools depending on where you're located, and it puts you closer to Temecula without having to pay Temecula prices, which is a huge pro to people, and again, getting to take advantage of some of that school system as well. And Lake Elsinore is an amazing option if you want more affordability, more outdoor adventure, more events. You want freeway access without being, as far inland as Winchester is. So really it comes down to what matters most to you and your lifestyle. If you're thinking about moving to Lake Elsinore, Winchester, or anywhere here in the Temecula Valley, or even Southern California, my team and I would be happy to help you with that. That's why we make these videos, to help you understand what it's really like living in each of these different areas. So feel free to reach out. You can call us, you can text us, you can email, or you can even schedule a one-on-one Zoom consultation. There's a link right in the description below that takes you directly to our calendar. You can click that and book some time with us right away. Whether you are 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years out from making the move, or you're not even sure if this is the right area for you, we're still happy to hop on a call and help you figure it out. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you on the next one.